talking about some foot stomping, hand clapping church this morning.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread, healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare, we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty, it's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes, You, O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one? Because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on today. Can y'all believe we are halfway through the year? Today is June the 1st in the year 2023. And I don't know about you, but I'm glad to be here. I'm so happy to be in the land of the living and to see another month. Yes, it's the first day after MCP 812's birthday. You all, we're seeing the first day of the month of June. That's the way I love to see us, just working on through the year. And here we go. Oh my good, let the musicians praise him. look like actual footage of the Rebel Inc. That's no lie. There's no lie in that. It looks like actual footage of the Rebel Inc. going for it. Now listen, I just wanted to get that little clip in, let the musicians get a little taste on this morning, because again, it's Friday Eve. It's Thursday, y'all, and it's another day's journey, and we're glad about it. Now listen, we're going to go ahead and get this party crack-a-lack and get this party started this morning. I see our security is in the building in the VIP section this morning. I appreciate you. That's none other than my Mufasa. That's none other than my truck driver. Yes, that's James Sims. Let me get him up here, y'all. Let me get him up here. That's Truck right there. Yes, he is our brother that brings us Thug Life Devotions, y'all. Thug Life Devotions every Sunday morning. He comes in and provides security. He said, good morning to the queens. I'm outside and I'm taking care of business out here. We appreciate you, truck driver. Nothing but mad love to you. Then we had the birthday sister. I went too far down. We got the birthday sister, my sister, pastor, cousin, friend. Yes, she came in this morning, MCP 812, otherwise known as Two Tams. Come on in here, sis. The VIP section is loaded with beautiful people. Come on in here. I appreciate you. Now we coming on down to the three that came in this morning. And I tell you what, I appreciate each one of you. I do. The third person in the Lions Den VIP section this morning was Sassy Cassie, otherwise known as Cassandra Isaiah. Come on in here. You were the third person in the Lions Den. Ain't nothing but mad love for you. Nothing but mad love for you. Again, these babies come in making sure there's all the love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness in the Lions Den. The second person in the Lions Den done already said thank you. Listen, it's always a good thank you because she came in. KK79. Come on in here, sis. Yes, you are welcome. I see you out there in Facebook. I see you in here. Listen, so much mad love to you. That's my beautiful soul right there. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair is none other than Shelly Thunder. Get your lips. Get your hips and get your fingertips. Oh, you were still on the prayer. Thank you, KK. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I got to get the cheering section up. There we go. Shelly Thunder. You did it, sis. You did it. Get your lips, hips, and your fingertips on the throne. Cause baby, that's you. I got you. Your feed was still on the prayer. Thank you, KK. Listen, Shelly Thunder has come back to reclaim her throne. She said, I let y'all sit on it when I feel like it. But listen, I'm back. That's the way Shelly Thunder does it. I love me some her, and thank you for coming in the Lions Den VIP section. Nothing but mad love to you. Now, while we're here, let's just go ahead and give it up for the moderators, because listen, these mods right here. Shelly Thunder, come on in here this morning, Shelly. She's my prophetess. Yes, she is. I see that mod love, MCP 812. I see that mod love, Cassandra Oak. I see that mod love. Yoshi, we're praying for you, baby. Pastor Baloo, the eagle has landed. I see you too, my brother. Come on in here. Listen, Shelly Thunder is the prophetess. You better ask somebody. She will pray for you and pray the prayer of faith and watch for miracles, signs, and wonders. She'll give you the scripture to encourage your heart and a word straight from the Lord. But she'll also block your tail. You better ask somebody. She will do it. I appreciate you, Shelly Thunder, and I see that Mod Love Yoshi Son. I see that Mod Love KK79. I see that Mod Love. Come on in here. Nothing but mad love, Shelly Thunder. Come on in. Then we've got the leader of the pack. None other than the Rebel Inc. Yes, she is a streamer. That's my Ace Boon Coon. That's my day one. That's my girl right there. And if you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your wicked ways. Sure will. Quit your wicked ways. Because listen, she's in line with my girl, the prophetess Shelly Thunder, because they will block you. Yes, they will do it. And then we have, yes, my beautiful sister, the third part of the Blessed Trinity. Yes, the quiet storm. She's my angel. Yes, Michelle Brownell is my angel. I tell you what, she changes the atmosphere just by being in it, and I love me some her. This is my Blessed Trinity right here, y'all, and they are sure enough a blessing in the lion's den. Come on up in here. And those are my beautiful, beautiful mods right there. Now, let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. Listen, I want to come around, as my mother said, when you walk in the room, speak to somebody. So listen, I see you in here. One reason, the Bishop of Twitch, he's here, but he's not really here. Listen, I was in there on James Hall, and honey, my soul said yes, almost took me out while I was trying to sit down in my chair and get ready to start this stream. But listen, the Bishop of Twitch, one reason, is here, but he's invisible right now. We love us some him. He is a streamer. I'm telling you, he will take you into the kingdom. Listen, if you're not following one reason, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways, because he's going to bless your whole life. Tall Pumps, that's my sister, my gorgeous sister from Chi-Town, is in here this morning, and I say hood morning to you, sis. Hood morning to you. Nothing but mad love to you. She's also the moderator, y'all, for Woman Unsilenced, and I tell you what, that's a team over there. But she's also my partner in crime for solutions. Listen, if you have, matter of fact, let me put up. Tall Pumps ain't playing with y'all. Tall Pumps, she done already got, y'all see that's Woman Unsilenced up there, if y'all not following her. Listen, Tall Pumps done already sent me a part of a directory. She's on it. She's ready. She's open for business. She's doing this thing while I'm here. I want you to go to solutions at therebelinc.com if you want to be a part of the solution and helping us to change the atmosphere. Y'all go out there and sign up, babies, because I'm telling you, we ready to go. We're ready to go. Come on in here, Tall Pumps, and I love me some you. Shelly Thunder, that's my girl right there. Yes, Shelly Thunder is the prophetess, and she is the mod extraordinaire. Look at her. She's all over the place. She mods here, there, and everywhere. I appreciate you, Shelly Thunder. You are precious to my soul. The Rebel Inc., I see you this morning. Yes, the Rebel Inc., we will be going over there. I think we going over there this morning. I'm not sure where we're going. But listen, the Rebel Inc. is a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways. She'll bless your life. I promise you she will. Then coming on down, I see my prince and my son, Yoshi Son, is in the room this morning. Good morning to you, Yoshi Son. He is also a streamer. And if you're not following Yoshi Son 77, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because listen, he's gonna bless your whole life. Listen, and then I've got none other than MCP812. My sister, cousin, pastor friend is in the room this morning. She had a birthday on yesterday, y'all. She did. And we want to give it up for her. That's my girl right there. Love me some her. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and who else do I see in the room this morning? Lord Jesus. Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the principal take two is out there holding down the fort in YouTube. I appreciate you, my brother. Nothing but mad love to you. And thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking in Truck Driver. Yes, that's my Mufasa. That's my Lion King. He is our Thug Life Devotions leader every Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning. But we won't be here this Sunday morning, y'all, because I got another assignment just this week only. But listen, if you come the week after this Sunday, he's going to be giving you Thug Life Devotions. Yes, traumatized humans unable to grieve. He's going to give you some Thug Life Devotions that will bless your whole entire soul. I love me some him till 10 toes up and palms down. That's my brother. Now coming on down, and who else is in the room this morning? KK Michelle. I see you out there in Facebook, as well as KK79 over here in Twitch. So much mad love to you. Come on in here. And you know that's my beautiful soul right there. I love me some her. Now, Cassandra Woke 2022, our poet laureate. Yes, she's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. Also known as Sassy Cassie, Slide and Glide. You know what? I feel a little bit, since I said Sassy Cassie, Slide and Glide, I feel like doing a little poll call. Woo! It's a poll call. What is quiet? Gave y'all a poll call and didn't nobody come out. Lord Jesus, y'all really tired this morning. Y'all, what did y'all do last night? Y'all did too much. Y'all did too much last night. Anytime my babies miss a tall pump, she was late this morning. What's going on? Listen, KK7, what happened to y'all? I shocked you, didn't I? I gave you a poll call and the Saints came creeping out like they were decrepit, aged, old home folks just coming out here just barely. Now you want to come out. Now you want to come out. It's too late. I done put the poll away because the Saints didn't come out. Listen, I see you in here. I'm going to keep going. I'm playing with y'all this morning. I see you in here. Let me see. Yes. The Eagle has landed. Pastor Baloo is in here, y'all. You heard it, but your hips are... your hips are still on protest. Shirley Thunder, not that your hips are on protest. Bless your heart, bless your hips, bless everything. Just bless everything. Lord, from the crown of her head to the soles of her feet, bless her, God. My Lord, today. Anyway, since her hips are on protest, y'all turn those canes into poles. I know the Saints are getting older. You ain't said nothing but a word because, child, I fully understand. Nonetheless, we up in here. Yes, I was talking about Edie Love. I see you out there in YouTube. So much love to you. Yes, the Eagle has landed. None other than Pastor Baloo. If you're ever in Kansas City, Kansas, you got to go to Zion Travelers. Because, listen, they will carry you on to glory. I promise you they will. I see my dear friend Glenda M. Groves in here this morning. Good morning to you. And I saw you giving that mod love. So much love to you, sis. Thank you for being in the Lion's Den this morning, and mad love to you. Now, this sister right here, she is a mover and a shaker. You better believe it. She's a mover and a shaker, and I appreciate you, Glenda, for hanging out with us this morning. Come on in here and make yourself right at home, because you are. Now, I'm coming on down to see who came in the basement while I was upstairs. And BTD, Mom, I see you, sis. That's my biggest big sister, beautiful sister right there. So much mad love to you. And come on in here. And we love you. Make yourself right at home. I see you moving kind of slow this morning. Like Uncle Joe, you're moving kind of slow, but you made it. There she is, y'all. Listen, she's here. Listen, I appreciate you. Michelle Brownell is in the house, and I love me some you. That's my angel. That's the quiet storm. And listen, she'll always be a blessing in the lion's den. Yes, Yoshi, you my son, you my son, you my son. I see you. Honey, come on in here and you can cry a little bit because I'm claiming all of you. That's my son right there. You better ask somebody. The young prince is in the house. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking it out. Listen, I think, let me take a quick look over here in Facebook and see if I've missed anybody else that's actually talking in my stream. Now, I know that there are people out there that may not be talking. You may just be observing, and that's okay too. I appreciate you for being in the midst. Edie, I see you over there. I think we got the call out. And then let's see who else I got over here. KK, Michelle, you better come on, Pastor Baloo. I appreciate all of you that are holding up the bloodstained banner of the Lord out there in Facebook. And my LinkedIn doesn't come through, but at the end of the day, to all of my LinkedIn friends that are out there, good morning to you, and I appreciate you. Now, this is what I want you to do. Get your coffee cup out, get your coffee cup out, get your coffee cup out. Because see, what had happened was, get those coffee cups out. Get those coffee cups out. I love every last one of you that are in here. I see your coffee cup, MCP812. I see your coffee cup, BTD Mom. I see your coffee. There's my son. I see your coffee cup, son. I see you out there, Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the principal, take two. I see those coffee cups, KK79. Come on in here. I appreciate you. Now, I also want to say this as we're getting ready to go in. What had happened was, wow, we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I see you, Michelle Brownell. I see you out there. Listen, what had happened was, wow, we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. This is what happened, y'all. This is what happened. I see, listen, Edie, the lions are all over the internet holding up the light. Y'all just roaring. Y'all just roaring. Y'all are just roaring. And that's exactly where I was getting ready to go. Thank you to all of you that are on the multiple platforms and making sure that we've got a presence everywhere to help that algorithm just keep on spreading our bandwidth. I appreciate you. I absolutely positively do. I see your coffee cup, Cassandra Woke 2022, Shelly Thunder, Yoshi Son. Oh, come on in here. Crystal Method, good morning to you. And baby, she came out with her coffee cup pulled. She came out with her coffee cup ready. Come on in here, KK Michelle. I see your coffee cup. Now listen, it was reported to me. What had happened was, now y'all know we've been talking heavy up in here. And we really been dealing with the idea, and good morning, Crystal Method. Good morning to you, and welcome into the Lion's Den this morning. I see your coffee cups, tall pumps. Listen, we've been talking about what we need to help pull together and create this economic base that we want to see. So I'm looking, and you know, there's all of the other politics. I don't really want to talk about that this morning. And that's really the gist of the majority of the conversations out there. You know, and the economy. Everybody's warning. Macy's came out and had a statement. Who else? Costco came out. Everybody's speaking gloom and doom about the economy. But at the end of the day, the rich still get richer and the poor still get poorer. That doesn't stop. So as we've been talking and as we've been identifying, and I'm telling you, this is really what I'm about. I really want us to start coming together to build the economy. If you didn't let me say this before I go further. If you have subscribed in Patreon and did not get your invite on yesterday, please reach out to me. Go to your email, whatever email you registered in Patreon with. Go to your email, and there should be an invitation for next Wednesday. We will be hosting our Mad Scientists. I appreciate you guys. We're going to be talking about solutions. We're going to be organizing over there. That's where we're going to do the real work. We're talking here, and I enjoy talking with you guys on a regular, but we're going to be, Patreon is our working space. That's a workspace where we're going to talk, where we're going to get in the nitty gritty, where we're going to have people coming in and giving presentations, where we're going to be planning and strategizing and putting things in motion. So again, if you have already registered in Patreon, you should have received on yesterday, you should have received your invitation to come into Patreon. Next Wednesday, we will hold that session every Wednesday, high noon. And so if you didn't get that link, please reach out to me somewhere and let me know, because I want to make sure that everybody that has subscribed and enlisted got their information. All right. Now, again, we're talking tirelessly about the idea of what we need to do to build our own. So at the end of the day, I want to go back and touch on this picture once more. And again, I think I didn't give it a lot of conversation, but I'm very happy about it. And that's the mall that has been built in Washington, D.C., that is all Black women owned, all Black women materials. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want us to really start coming into a place where we begin to build our own unabashedly. We ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Ain't nothing for us to stand back and wait on this, that, and the other. Because listen, we've got everything that we need to be able to build the things that we want to see. That strip mall with all Black women owned brands. Now, I'm going to speak to everybody in here, and I'm going to say to you, if God has given you something in your mind to do, I want you to wake up with haste and do it. Because I'm going to talk. We're going to keep talking on the same lines that we were talking on yesterday and have been talking for some time. It's time for us to build an economic base. I just cannot say that enough. Good morning, Anita Harvey. I see you over there in Facebook. Come on in here, and nothing but mad love to you. Now, this strip mall with all Black women-owned brands just opened in Washington, D.C. This is the kind of stuff I want to see. You and all the Facebooks. I see you, Anita Harvey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as we talk about things like this, where we see the success that this place has been built, Black and Fourth is the name of the mall. Black and Fourth in the DC area. If you're in the DC area, I want y'all to go out there and show out. I want y'all to go out here and put these sisters on the map financially. I want y'all to go out here. And this is what I would like to see more of. I have a cousin who owns a pizza shop. My cousins have always had some sort of store in Kansas City, Kansas. He has a pizza shop on the Q on Quindera Boulevard, Wilson's Pizza. And I tell you, he's got some of the best pizza in Kansas City, Kansas. He's got some of the best pizza anywhere, quite frankly. And one of his ideas that we talk about, every time I go to Kansas City, if I'm able, I try my best to get over to patronize him. Because this is what we got to understand. Black folks, just hitting them every now and again is not enough. We've got to become regulars at the businesses so they can have the support that they need on a regular basis to be able to grow their business. Now, when I talked to him last time when I was there, he's like, "Cuz you done went down to Texas?" I said, "Yes, I have." And he said, "Do you like it there?" I said, "I love it." And he said, "I'm really thinking about relocating." Now, while I would feel so sad and so bad for Kansas City, Kansas, I would be so happy, baby, if he brings his hips, lips, and fingertips down here to Dallas. Honey, it's on and popping. Demon Fox, the God, come on in here, and so much mad love to you. It's your son's 6th grade award ceremony. Congratulations. This is for Demon God's son. Come on here. Congratulations. Tremendous accomplishment, and congratulations to you and him for the awards that he's receiving on today. Absolutely, positively sending you all the mad love. Now, as I'm saying, you know, I look at this becomes a situation, and we're just doing real talk here. A lot of times we have phenomenal businesses in our communities, but they don't get patronage. or they get it so sporadically that it's not enough to really grow and do the things that we want and need to do. Now, when I say, listen, I'm one of those, if I tell you it's good, it's good. I do. If I tell you it's good and I've tried it, it's good. So even in that instance, it's like, well, we see situations where it would seem that you've got something of quality, you've got something of excellence, and he's always had a dream of expanding black businesses down the Q. Anybody that's from the Dot, anybody that's from Wyandotte County. Renee, love life, live healthy. McKinney, good morning to you, sis. Mad love to you. Come on in here, and it's good to see you in the room. Anybody doesn't know, this is Michelle Brownell's sister, and it's just so good to have you in the midst this morning. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. It's good to see you. So back to the point of when you have a business in our black community, we've got to make sure to patronize. Now, I said this the other week, and I'm going to go back and touch on it again. You all remember I told you the story of, as a drummer, I wanted to buy a drum set from a black owner. And so in Kansas City, Kansas, the only place I had to go was to Mr. Leon Brady. And he has a vegan menu too. He does, BTD Mom. He has a vegan menu as well. And it is absolutely delicious. I mean, the food is great. You won't leave there disappointed. I promise you will not leave Wilson's Pizza disappointed. Now, as I said, I wanted to patronize Mr. Leon Brady because he was the only black music proprietor in Kansas City, actually in the Kansas City area, metropolitan area. Now, did I have to pay more for that drum set? I absolutely positively did. And I went in and, I'm just me. I went in and I said, hey, Mr. Brady, I want to patronize you, but my God, your drum sets are like twice the price of the drum sets that I can get from the big box. And it's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard to turn down that cheaper price. And maybe even when you compare what the quality was that he was able to provide at a given price. Because I never have been a person, if I'm going to get something, I want good stuff. Don't bring me no junk. Don't bring me no trash. Don't bring me nothing toe up. I don't want it. If I'm going to buy something, I want to have quality. And it's not about I got to pay the most dollars, because sometimes y'all paying big dollars and getting low and poor quality. But to get that quality, the price was so astronomical. But as he said to me, he said, I have to compete with the big box on the price because what I get and the business that I do is so limited that I have to charge a price at a certain rate if I'm going to make any profit. And understand, people are not in business just to give stuff away. People are in business for the purpose of being able to make some kind of profit. I'm not talking about a scalping, but some kind of profit. So I understood his dilemma. I appreciated the conversation that we had, and I will say he even knocked some of the price off for me, and I'm cool with that. But at the end of the day, I put that product, I put that kit in, and symbols and all. I bought everything from him in layaway and paid on it. Now, when I could have gone someplace else and just bought the whole kit outright and walked out the door. Why? Because I wanted to patronize him as a black owner. And I understand that most black people are going to go to the big box and buy that cheaper kit because it's so much cheaper. But we got to understand the realities that sometimes, and I'm not talking about folks that are just scalping folks, but when you got overhead, and the blessing that he had, I really think the way that he was able to survive was that he was able to, I believe he had a contract with Kansas City, Kansas, USD 500, where he provided musical equipment and rented out and leased equipment to the students in school that could not afford instruments outright. Now, I want you to understand the dynamic that's involved there, because the flip side of that coin is that our counterparts are able to go out and buy their children's instruments, bam, and walk away. He's understanding I'm serving a community where the parents don't have the money to be able to purchase these instruments outright. So I'm gonna let you rent and have a layaway or whatever way I can get this in your hands. But there had to be another way for us to approach that as far as musical instruments, because musical instruments are not and never have been cheap. So you understand when we're talking about how we can get in the community. And I tell you what, I promise you, the arts, especially music, you get these kids in the arts and they excel. Hear me. You get these kids in the arts and they are absolutely geniuses. I look at these kids now, these little kids, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are doing stuff that I can't do now. You know, I'm telling you. Now, yes, I've gotten a little older and my muscles don't fire quite as quickly. And I'm not as nimble and as quick, but I mean, these kids are doing some things that will blow your mind. And so when you have this opportunity that somebody is taking to say, okay, I know you can't afford. Now, he would have made money. He could have made so much more money if people were paying him all the money up front or even a layaway. You're talking about somebody that's actually saying, okay, I'm going to rent this to you. I'm just rent it to you. You can't afford it, but I'll rent it to you. Or I'll let you do it in a long, drawn out layaway situation. Understand how those kind of businesses are not going to just walk away and be like, oh, we just rolling in the dough. So this is something that I want us to understand as people of color, as black folk. You may have to pay a little more upfront. I'm going to say even for these sisters in this strip mall. I don't know what their brands are running, but I am going to say this. If you're willing to pay for Nike, if you're willing to pay for, who else? Louis Vuitton, and some of y'all be paying big money for knockoff stuff. Now explain that to me, Lucy. Explain how you selling knockoff stuff and want to pay actual prices for. I'm just saying. Y'all will get out here and sell this knockoff stuff and charge the people the whole. No. And so for the people that now, and let me say this. In our defense as buyers, sometimes we know our friend is selling a knockoff, but we pay that knockoff price because it's our friend. But this is what I'm saying. Listen, I need some help on this one, because at the end of the day, no, don't be ripping off your people. Go out here and look for some merchandise for people that are selling black-owned brands. Go out here and find some of these brands. This is exactly what Tall Pumps has taken this bull by the horn and said, listen, we want the people to know exactly what black brands are out there, and that's who we want to patronize. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you how Tall Pumps is. I'm going to tell you. I sent her something, a product, in our journey. And let me tell you what Tall Pumps came back and asked me. Is this black manufacturing? Is this made by black folks? In other words, if black folk ain't doing it, since we out here pushing and propagating black businesses, if black folks ain't doing this, we ain't pushing this either. I love it. Because what does that say to me? And what am I saying to you as listeners to me this morning? There are so many areas and opportunities for black business and entrepreneurship to get started. Because if we're talking about doing black owned, black created, black designed, black made, baby, listen, there is so much opportunity. I will love the day when our automobile companies are black made, black designed. Can you imagine? If it was a black designed and black owned automobile manufacturer, can you imagine what these cars would be looking like rolling down here on the street? We'd see some cars like we ain't never seen before. Now, I'd venture to say we probably doing some designing anyway for the other folks. But at the end of the day, baby, if we had unabashed creativity from black folks to go out and design a car, can you imagine what that car would look like? If we were out here doing all of the designs, and I do love, even like Michelle Obama, who was like, okay, find me a black painter, find me a black dress designer. Listen, sometimes all we need to do is ask. Come on, inquiring minds want to know, Tall Pumps. There are so many opportunities, you all, to really begin to go out and say, if we're going to build a black economic base, let's fill in all the gaps. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Innocent 200, come on in here. I appreciate you for being here this morning. We just talking. Now, if I take, for instance, I love talking about my sister BTD mom. She had the premier Child Care Academy. And when I say it was an academy, it was an academy. They signed, they spoke French, they spoke Spanish, they spoke other languages. They learned. I'm telling you, those kids, where kids start smart was her slogan, where kids start smart. And when I tell you those kids left out of there and they were like little geniuses walking out of there, every time I think about Ubuntu Academy, my chest just starts sticking out because of the quality in what she provided in the urban core. She had people coming all the way from Western Wyandotte County in Kansas, all the way to Midtown Kansas City, Missouri, to bring their kids to daycare at the academy, because it really wasn't a daycare. That's just how astounding it was. Honey 41, come on in here, and so much mad love to you. We need that in child care. I've got a sister, SK8843. She didn't even do this for a living. She was in FAA as a flight service air traffic controller. But at the end of the day, the thing that she naturally and had innately as an ability, SK8843, and some of y'all know people like this, and this might be you. She could think of a creation of an outfit in her mind, and she could take pieces of newspaper, make a pattern for herself, and sew a one-of-a-kind, never seen before outfit. Look like something you bought off of the plaza. For those of you that are in the Kansas City area, you know where I'm talking about. First class, up class, and I'm telling you, she surged it, she finished the seam, everything. That thing looked like every time she made something, it looked like, thank you for that gifted sub, KK79 and Innocent, welcome to the family. Listen, I'm telling you, every time she made something, it was like first class, one of a kind. This is what we have in the black community, and this is what I'm saying. Let's find the folks that can sew. I talk all the time about my brother, Daniel Andre Dean. Listen, he's selling purses handmade. He sells clothes handmade. I'm telling you, the man is a genius. He went down. Now, y'all listen to me, because this is what I'm talking about. Well, let's take our community back, and let's start doing things and transforming the area of what we can handle and take and say, let's do something different. He took a house, a huge mansion of a house in Midtown. He gutted that house all by himself. He redid the walls. He redid the floors. He put a boudoir in the bathroom. I mean, this man did, you name it, this man did from head to toe. And when you walked in there, it was an absolute
We're building something.
We're building something. Tall Pumps, thank you for that. Thank you for that resub. We're building something. Now, listen, 25 months in a row, you better come on. Now, this is where I say we have some folks. Hear me. We have some folks. You looking for a new handbag? Come on. Listen, I want you to tell you who is owned by Telfar Clemens, who is a black queer fashion designer. Come on, Michelle. I'm gonna give it up for you right there. Find some folks in the black community that do whatever it is that you're looking for. When I tell you this, man, if you walked in Danny's house, that house was fabulous. Oh my God. Went in and gutted what could probably have been torn down a few years if it was left to stand as it was. Went in and totally redid that. When I tell you all I'm blessed on this week, last week, BTD mom took me down to a woman and her husband who have single-handedly, without government funding, they have created for the homeless community that serves over 300 and plus people. I'm talking in here this morning. 300 plus people. And we went down, and baby, when I tell you, without government money, without this, that, and the other, Baby, they have created and carved out a whole niche for the homeless community, and they are just 2 people. Don't tell them listen, this is why I'm here. This is why my energy is the way it is right now. Stop talking about all the folks that you need. 2 people. 2 people. Now, let me tell you something about them. Listen, I'm still just floored, shocked, stunned, and amazed at what I've seen, because this woman is committed to this. When I tell you her testimony, she and her husband, who came from an area where they had a season in time when they were on addiction and homeless. And when she came to herself and came out of that, she turned around and said, this is the community that we are called to. And she and her husband have purchased a whole entire city block. Am I talking to anybody? Listen. A whole city block they have purchased, and he's going in and rehabbing the property. Baby, when I tell, and then they have, as I walk through her home, she also houses 4 other women who are in transition. Come on here. DJ Rockin' Ron, good morning to you. There's my brother, and I love me some you. DJ Rockin' Ron is a streamer. If you're not following DJ Rockin' Ron, quit your wicked ways, because he's going to bless your whole life. I love me some you. Now, this is what I'm trying to tell us. 2 people. We always talk about, well, we need more hands. 2 people. When I tell you this is 2 people that have impacted, and she had just won another award from the city, another award from somebody else, because listen, there's no way you can impact a city the way this woman has and the city not pay attention. They have purchased that block. They take care of it. It's immaculate. It's clean. She has homeless, displaced people that are in transition that actually live in her home. They allow and provide for the people. Hear me when I say this. Where the people can come and take a shower. Y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Not only do they shower, she provides where they can wash their clothes. And she'll do everything else that she can to make sure that they are taken care of and provided for. When 2 or more gathered, Tall Pumps, they did and continue to do that. And at the end of the day, so as she was talking, she had some doctors from other countries that have now come and said they're here in the United States in the Dallas area, but they also go back to their homeland and service their people. They also have now, you got doctors, you got dentists, you got people that are coming professionally, and this is what they're doing. They're volunteering, and they're taking the individuals from the homeless community and giving them care. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. I ain't never seen nothing like it in all my life. 2 people. Now, why am I stressing this so heavily? So many times we have this mentality in our minds that it takes a great number and a great multitude of people. This is what I want to impress on us. If more of us would join these types of entities, if more of us would, and y'all know, we can sit up and talk all day long. I need you to get your lips, hips, and your fingertips up, and I need you to do something. They invested a lot of sweat equity, BTD Mom. I mean, they are completely and totally invested. Now, let me tell you this, and listen, I'm going to give it up for them one more time. It's beautiful, KK. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, I'm going to say it once more and again, because listen, while we stockpiling money in churches that ain't doing nothing outside the four walls of that building, these are the kind of ministries that we need to get behind. Now, I said what I said, and I'm in ministry myself, so please understand. I'm not trying to throw a brick at the ministry, but I'm saying if you're not effective and you're not doing anything, some folks inside the ministry can't get help from inside the ministry, much less go outside the ministry and be blessed. When you see two individuals that have this much sweat equity, and listen, she tells them, when you come up on this ground, this is holy ground. And she's not a religious fanatic type person. Please hear me when I say that. She is not a religious fanatic type person, but she does believe in the power of God. She said, when you come up on this ground, this is holy ground. You're not going to smoke. You're not going to drink. You're not going to cuss. You're not going to. Now, when I say that, let me tell you, because she will, in her conversation, use other tongues. However, her point is, this is something that God has given us. This is something that God is using to provide deliverance to people that really need it. And at the end of the day, when you come up on this ground, you're not going to trash it up. You're not going to have cigarette butts all over it. They keep and maintain that whole entire strip in pristine condition, and they respect her. They don't come in with energy that's negative. They don't fight. None of that. It's not unruly. It's not disruptive. I mean, they have the utmost respect for her. They have the utmost respect for her, and they don't come in there with any mess. And this is where a lot of times we're like, oh, I'm scared. What if I go out here? Listen, they watch her. They watch out for her property. They watch out for everything. It's like, listen, they have created their own internal community that is completely respectful. And I'm telling you, it's just absolutely jaw-dropping to see. They have the mad respect for this sister and her husband because of the impact that they make on every Wednesday, every Saturday without fail. Rain, shine, sleet, or hail. She said, listen, you don't understand this about the homeless community. They don't have some place to go because it's snowing. They don't have some place to go because it's raining. They're homeless all the time. And so it does not inconvenience me. I'm telling you, this woman this woman is unbelievable. It does not inconvenience me to go out there because it's raining. We'll do it in the rain. It does not inconvenience me to go out there and do it in the snow because listen, I will do it in the snow. It does not inconvenience me because they have the need every week. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. We're building something. And this is the thing we got to understand, beloved. It's not going to be when we feel it's convenient. Just like this sister here, it has to be in our minds. It's not going to inconvenience me to do it whenever I need to do it because it's about the need. It's not about me being convenienced. This is how we're going to change the world. And as I said to her, listen, it was in my heart. I've been wanting to meet her for so long. BTD mom, I said, listen, I don't want another week to go by. I got to meet her. I got to meet her. And this is what I plan to do. I plan to go. I plan to watch. I plan to learn. I plan to observe. I plan to participate. I plan to volunteer. I plan to put every ounce of energy that I can give to that program that she's providing. Why? Because I believe in that. I believe in what she's doing, and I believe in her and her husband's ministry. Let me say this, and I'm going to get out of here on this particular topic. But we're talking about building and rebuilding the Black community. It's not just about whether or not we can go open up a strip mall. It's not whether or not we can get all the brands and put them together. We may have to do something outside the box, but it's still going to have the same impact to rebuild our community. And again, she said, I started with, how am I able to do it without government funds? How am I able to do it without people coming giving me money? She said, the Lord told me, do small things. Now that's a word right there. She said, the Lord told me do small things because it's small things. Crazy Berrytown. She's in the room, y'all, and she is a streamer. She will Zumba you to Zion. She'll give you a chit chat and a sip, and she is our leader for Good Grief. Good morning. And if you're not following Crazy Berrytown, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways because she's going to bless you. Just quit them. Good morning to you, sis. Now, she said the Lord told her, do small things. And y'all hear me when I say do small things. Y'all hear me talking. Do small things. It's not always about trying to go out here and do the grandiose. And sometimes we have such lofty ideas of what people need, but we're not meeting the needs. Quit them. We're not meeting the needs. And listen, I'm going to tell you, this is probably one of the worst offenses that church ministries do. And listen, I'm going to tell you. And I hope this isn't any of us as we begin to move out in whatever God has given you to do to make a difference in this world. We look at a thing and then we determine what they need. K2 Hoop, good morning to you, sis. Mad love to you. Without really knowing the community that you call yourself trying to serve. Do you hear what I'm saying? And I'm going to say it. I've said it from this perspective. I remember in the church where I grew up, and they would always want to have a youth program and youth activities. But it was old folks thinking up the activities, and it wasn't nothing that the young folks wanted to do. Just used to make me so mad. What do you mean this is a youth activity, but the old folks done come up with a bunch of stuff? We don't want to do none of that. If you want to know what activities the young folks want to do, ask them. Let them participate. Let them do the planning. You sit your lips, hips, and fingertips down and let the young folks say what they want to do. And this is the thing that my sister was really pulling out here. If you're going to really minister to the community, you got to know what the community actually needs. Not what you think the community needs, but what they actually need. She started talking about different things that she was aware because she had been homeless, that homeless people need. She said, listen, folks that are out there homeless, when she came up with the idea and the way that she's able to wash their clothes is nothing less than ingenious. The way that she's able to offer them showers is nothing less than ingenious. This sister sat down, figured it out, thought about it, and then came up with the way. She said, because listen, we're not on the street and homeless and want to be dirty. We're not on the street and want to have and wear dirty clothes. Just as simple as that. What is the real need? Even if I'm an intravenous drug user, I may need something to put on my scars on my arms or wherever I'm shooting up, some kind of ointment that can help that to heal. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. Y'all, y'all trying to figure out how to get them off the streets and get them in a rehab program. Maybe you just need to deal with them right where they are right now. If you got tracks and those tracks are infected, maybe we need to get something to get the infection so the tracks can heal. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. Am I talking to anybody? Just doing small. Maybe I need to get a Band-Aid that you can put over that wound that you got out there on the street instead of continuing to walk around with that cut on your foot that needs a Band-Aid on it and is getting more and more infected. Maybe my ministry is a Band-Aid. Am I talking to anybody in here? Does anybody hear what I'm saying? Maybe my ministry is a Band-Aid, not trying to pull everybody off the streets and put them in rehab. Am I talking to anybody this morning? Is anybody hearing what I'm saying? So she said the Lord told her to do small things. And that is what has made the difference in her program, completely unfunded. Now, this is where it kicks in, because at the end of the day, when the people, not churches, not organizations, when the people realized what she was doing and the impact of what she was doing, she took me to an area where I tell you, when you look from ceiling to floor, she's got it so organized. But people, when they realized what she was about, people just started donating. Y'all gotta see, anybody come to Dallas, I want to take y'all so y'all can see the power of what this woman is doing. People came and just started donating. And when I ain't talking about no trashy stuff, I ain't talking about no stuff that needs to be thrown out, ain't no good. I'm talking about people, just regular, ordinary people started donating. And when she took me in that room, I'm telling you, as far and as wide as the eye could see, donations from ceiling to floor. Completely organized. And the aisles, the spaces to walk through are so narrow because she got just that much in donations. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? But just like she said, if somebody gave me 60 of something, I still got 240 plus people out there that's doing without. Do y'all hear me? If somebody gives me 60 of something, I still got 260 plus people out there in my homeless community that still need. Do y'all hear? Oh my God. Matter of fact, let me tell you, we free us, tall pumps. We free us. This ain't no, I'm waiting on the government program. The government program has already shown us we don't care about you. They don't really care about us. But do we care about us? Am I talking to anybody? Do we care about us? I'm talking real heavy in here this morning. So at the end of the day, when I look at what she's done and I look at the way that she's done it, and I said, oh my and God. Now, let me tell you what, I was actually, when BTD mom made the connection, she said, well, y'all come over on, I can't remember what day it was, Thursday, Friday, whatever day it was. She said, y'all come on whatever the prescribed day was, because I need y'all to help me. There's a project that I need to get out. And so, you know, we'll make an assembly line, just us, okay? And just us. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. If y'all would just get on whatever it is that God has called you to do, if you just get on whatever it is that your energy and your creative is about, if you just get up and get started, you put one step in front of the other and watch it manifest. When I tell you, when BTD mom, Main Man 68, and I pulled up ready to whatever we got to do in here, because again, I told you it's just she and her husband, right? We got in there, My Lock Journey. Come on, My Lock Journey is a streamer. She's the lock whisperer. If you're not following My Lock Journey, quit chewing your ways, because she's going to bless you. Good morning to you, sis. Now, this is what she did. We got there and we're ready to do this. We gonna be the assembly line, however long it takes for us to get it done. We gonna work till we get it done. I got there, BTD mom and Main Man 68 drove me over there. And as we got ready, I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, what do we need to do? Now, I'm telling you how God will make provision. With every vision, there is a provision. I said, what do we need to do? Because we down for this. We here for this. We're here for this. So when she took me out there, she said, let me show you something. So she took me out into the space and she said, we ain't got to do nothing because somebody rolled up and delivered everything already done. Do you hear me? Everything. Somebody caught wind of what she needed and they came with cases of what she needed already done. Are y'all listening to me? Let me say it one more time for the people in the back that didn't understand. I'm telling you how God will bless you if you will just get up and get to moving. For everybody that's in a state of analysis, paralysis, and you're scared to move. When BTD mom knows I'm not lying, she knows I'm telling the truth. I'm not making this up. When we got there, somebody had caught in the wind what she needed and they delivered it in cases in bulk already done. Woo! So the work that I thought I was going to do to volunteer and assist, baby, I didn't even have to do that, because I'm telling you, with every vision comes provision. For some of you that are fearful, for some of you that are unafraid or are afraid, for some of you that are like, how am I going to do this? You look at this. How are we going to do a strip mall? How are we going to have only black women owned brands? How are we going to, listen, I just need you to get up, write the vision, make it plain. And when you start moving, am I talking to anybody? With every vision comes provision. And this is how we change the world. Am I talking to anybody in here? Nothing can be restrained from us. If we understand the power of unity, and if we understand the power of just getting out and doing what is assigned, whatever your gift, whatever your skill, whatever your ability, whatever your anointing, whatever your creativity, I need you to activate it. Come on, with every vision comes provision, KK Michelle. With every vision comes provision. Take up space. Do y'all hear me this morning? Because it's time for us. We're 6 months in. This is June the 1st. We're 6 months in. It's time for us to make a difference and stop talking about it. We got to be about it. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. Mad love to you. It's good to see you. That's my These Are They friend. I love me some you. I'm going to see you in a few days. Now, listen, this is what I'm propagating and this is what I'm pushing. And I mean this with every fiber of my being. 2 people in Dallas have completely turned around the homeless situation in the urban core. 2 people with no money and no funding from the government agencies and organizations. Am I talking to anybody? Now, if you can imagine multiplying that and people coming together. Now, this, when I tell you, I plan to learn everything that I can. I plan to go and sit at her feet and absorb like a sponge. I plan to volunteer. I plan to participate. But let me tell you what I also plan. KB Brown's my brother from another mother. Come on in here. So much mad love to you. Let me tell you what I also plan. I also plan to take that same program and replicate it in Chicago. Take that same program and replicate it in LA. Take that same program and replicate it in Kansas City. Take that same program and replicate it in the rural areas. Take that same program, y'all ain't buying what I'm selling, and replicate it and repeat it until we have ministered to as many and, if possible, all of the Black homeless communities, and really don't even have to be Black, but the homeless communities, but especially in the Black communities. We can go in and make a difference. Am I talking to anybody in here? I don't need to reinvent the wheel on the homeless. Sister done something remarkable. Sister has done something that's absolutely unbelievable. And when she told me, she said, listen, she said how she came up with the means by which for the showers, how she came up by which with the means for the ability to use the restroom, take their showers, wash their clothes. She said she sat down and figured out how to create that system, and it cost her $45. I'll tell you, this sister, oh my and God, $45 to put those showers up. 45. Listen, I'm telling you, when you are called into an area, God will start to reveal to you how to do a thing. God will reveal to you how to put a thing together. She said she goes to, I don't remember, she said Sam's, Osco, wherever she goes. She gets the whole entire system that she's utilizing, $45. She showed me the pictures of how it operates, and my mouth was just hanging open. Mouth just hanging open. Do you understand? That's why for so many, come on, he will provide tall pumps. He will provide my lock journey. Y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Some of us are sitting in paralysis, in fear, but I'm trying to activate you. I'm trying to get you to activate your gift. I'm trying to get you to listen. When you move, that's my favorite. The Lord always speaks to you. When I move, you move just like that. When you move, I promise you God's going to show up. I promise you God is going to show up when you move. And when we start to move together, am I talking to anybody in here? Woo! Now, I just want to go. I just want to go there because listen, we've got so much work to do. And as I told you, we're not just here to talk about the issues. We're here to be the change. We're here to make the change. We're here to enact the change. And we got enough to do. If one can put 1,000 to flight and two can put 10,000 to flight, we got more than enough. Am I talking to anybody in here? So when I look at the state of everything that's going on, I'm looking and I'm saying, listen, I ain't waiting on nobody to try to make this right. I'm not looking for nobody to make this right because the system is doing exactly what the system is designed to do. The system is doing exactly what it was intended to do. But at the end of the day, I want us to understand we got the power. Now, I want to come here and when we understand all that we have contributed, all that we have already provided, come on here, understand the truth and stand on it. Here we go.
You're obviously not aware of this, but blessed is not a word the global majority thinks of in association with Europeans. Words like plague and colonizer, maybe, but not blessed. And the cell phone in my hand came from China. Because you believe that most great inventions can be attributed to one white person, as opposed to recognizing that the patent system is how white people colonize intellectual property. We would not have cell phones if it wasn't for the creation of the gamma electrical cell by black inventor Henry T. Sampson. And most of our cell phones would not have microphones in them if it wasn't for the particular microphone that was created by black inventor James Edward West. The creation of the first digital network, 1G, was launched in Japan, and then black electrical engineer Jesse Russell pioneered the creation of 2G, which launched in Finland first. You're obviously not aware of this, but blessed is not a word the global majority thinks of in association with Europeans. Words like plague and colonizer, maybe, but not blessed. And the cell phone in my hand came from China. Because you believe that most great inventions can be attributed to one white person, as opposed to recognizing that the patent system is how white people colonize intellectual property. We would not have cell phones if it wasn't for the creation of the gamma electrical cell by black inventor Henry T. Sampson. And most of our cell phones would not have microphones in them if it wasn't for the particular microphone that was created by black inventor James Edward West. The creation of the first digital network, 1G, was launched in Japan, and then black electrical engineer Jesse Russell pioneered the creation of 2G, which launched in Finland first.
Now, this part I want to deal with, and I want to deal with it because, you know, I've been saying over the last several days and beyond that we have been the creative force, black folks have been the creative force on this continent, in this country, ever since we came here. Plain and simple. Ingenuity, creativity, ideas. And you know why? Because we basically were the folk that had to go out there and do the work. We were the labor. And I'm going to keep talking about our capitalistic system that we are so proud of. A capitalistic system only works when it exploits labor. I'm going to say it again. A capitalistic system only works because it exploits the labor. It's exploitation of labor. I need y'all to get that down in your understanding and in your shondo. The only way that capitalism works is by exploitation of labor. Please believe it. Now, so at the end of the day, I can even come to the current time. Anybody that's unfamiliar, and they covered this in the 1619 Project, but y'all remember when Alabama was working to unionize Amazon? And really, there was a whole bunch of hanky-panky that went on with that, but eventually they won, and Bezos is going all over the place trying to get that overturned and this and that and the other. But the issue of the day, and I got tickled when the young man was talking about it. Isn't it beautiful? And you got all of these black folks, and it's specifically targeting and designed for people that may not have the education, may not have the ability to get a job somewhere else, and the pay and the labor is still slavery. And at the end of the day, I listened to the different ones that were talking, and the young lady that rose up, the young black sister that rose up to lead that revolt, thank God for her, and saying we need a union. and the fear and the fight that they had to try to get. At the end of the day, wasn't it beautiful that, what do they call them, pickers? One of the dominant jobs that they have, the host of pickers, just out there, jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Y'all ain't ready for me. I said it. Jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Y'all out here making this man all kind of money, filthy rich, and all he's doing is running a large plantation. As a matter of fact, on land that was stolen from black people, y'all ain't buying what I'm saying, and then given to a slaveholder who in turn, that slaveholder's heirs ended up selling it to Amazon for millions and billions of dollars. Y'all ain't ready for me. I'm going to say it once more and again. Capitalism only works because of exploitation of labor. So at the end of the day, we got the new pickers out here, and we running out here to work these jobs, but there's no union to protect the people, and they're taking and using these people. It's nothing less than slavery. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. The pattern system, or the patent system. I'm getting to that, Tall Pumps. I'm getting to that. I'm glad you caught that. So at the end of the day, we're out here providing the labor, picking, and I felt so sorry for that young man. He said he graduated from high school, but he didn't go to college. And at the end of the day, he kept trying to get a job, couldn't get on anywhere, and ended up at Amazon at the plant, and picks anywhere from 350 to 400 items per day. And they were pressing him that they wanted him to exceed the 400. And when they started talking about how unbelievably impossible that is, but this is the kind of workforce. It's like you got to bring in so many bales of cotton. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. You got to bring in so many bales of cotton a day. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Now, for all of my beautiful brothers and sisters that are out there doing the work, I ain't mad at you. What I'm identifying is the system is still jacked up. And yet and still, we hear this lie. Black folks are lazy and they don't want to work. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. And it's listen, let me go here, because it's a lie straight from the pit of hell, and the truth ain't in it.
Why you always lying?
Tall Pumps, I'm telling y'all. So at the end of the day, I want us to understand, and we won't even get into the Asian. I think I kind of touched on Asian a little bit the other day, K2 Hoops, and that situation. I may cue that video up and run it real quick, fast and in a hurry. At the end of the day, we have found black labor for exploitation, and we just continue to find ourselves in that same situation. And this is why, as a matter of fact, I have a cousin who was at the national level in labor organizing, and she has organized unions all over the country. I might have to have her come in and give us a talking to, because I'm telling you, it's so much work to be done. At the end of the day, not only are they utilizing us for the labor, but I'm going to come back to what I was starting to say, and Tall Pumps jumped right on it. Patents is the system's way, and that whole patenting system, to colonize black intellectual property. And that is exactly what they have done. That's because 9 times out of 10, what did I say? We became the creators of a thing because if this is what was assigned to me, I got to do this, I got to do that. We're going to come up with a more efficient and effective way to do it. We're going to come up with a way that takes some of the labor out of it so that we can be as efficient and as effective as possible. And then some of it, we just have creative genius minds that we think something up. We think a thing, we dream a thing, and boom, we do a thing. So the way right on to the telephone that everybody wants to holler about Alexander Graham Bell. Don't get me started on all this. Nonetheless, something starts to rise up in me when I think about how much of our intellectual properties have been stolen by white people, racist white people, and we still have yet to get any. Actually, I started to say, I'm not even going to go to the money. I'm just going to go to even the idea of acknowledgement. Just the acknowledgement Can we listen, you know how I do it in KK79. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like a Tiz. The racist white society that believes and operates in capitalism has made the patent system so that they can colonize black intellectual property. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. That's why I'm saying to many of you that have ideas, you need to get your stuff patented. You need to get your stuff trademarked. You need to, whatever it is that you need to do so that you can own what you created, do it. Stop taking shortcuts. Do what you need to do to cover yourself and your stuff. Because the first thing they're going to do is run to the patent office. Is there a patent on it? Y'all see that on Shark Tank? That's one of the questions. If it's something innovative that comes into the tank, the first thing all the sharks want to know, is it patented? And they just almost be salivating. Is it patented? Good morning, CJ Manning 7. So much love coming to you, and welcome into the Lions Den. Is it patented? Just salivating. Because if it's not, you can best believe it's about to be, and it's about to be patented with their name on it. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They're so good at stealing, KB Browns. Excellent at stealing. And then we don't know the path and details of how to patent, etc. That's by design. Keep sharing your stuff. Come on, keep sharing your stuff so we can steal it. And I ain't never lied in my life journey. I ain't never lied. I'm telling y'all what God loves. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Some of you, in what you are called to do, some of you need to go ahead and find out. And listen, if you don't know, ask somebody that knows. Now, don't go over there and ask Jim, who's just as dumb and uneducated in the process. Now, that's not who you need to be talking to. And I don't care if some of y'all need to vet some folk. Because listen, let me tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. People will sell themselves that they know A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and they don't know diddly squat. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. You listening to people that are telling you they know A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and they don't know diddly squat. I need you to investigate. I need you to vet before you just jump up and snatch somebody. But listen, educate yourself in whatever your gift and your calling is. Am I talking to anybody in here? There's scammers out here everywhere, my life journey, including the church. It's scammers everywhere. Good morning. Oh, y'all talking to each other. Now, listen. At the end of the day, I still don't want you to get analysis paralysis, because some of y'all on the flip side of that coin, you get so into this I gotta have perfection that you won't move and take one step because you're scared. Every time we don't have a spirit of intimidation. We don't have a spirit of fear. We got power. We've got love. We got a sound mind. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I don't just say that at the end of the stream just to be saying something. I really want you to get to this energy that says, in my boss energy, I don't have the spirit of fear. I don't have the spirit of intimidation. I've got power. I've got love, and I've got a sound mind. I've got the power to do it and hook up with folks that need to help me. I've got love from people that support me. I'm talking about real love. And then I've got a sound mind. Ain't nothing wrong with my mind. And I'm going to use all three of those. So we free us. Do y'all understand? We free us. Just because they plunge your sink don't make them a plumber. Go on and sip, tall pumps. Go on and sip. So at the end of the day, I want you all to really come into a place of understanding. There's so much power within us. Just the people that are here right now today, do you know how much power we wield? Do you really understand how much power we wield? Panic the Pen Show. Come on. Pen Show. So much love to you. Come on in here. Use your God courage and your God voice. Come on, come on, come on. Say that again, Panic at the Pen Show. Use your God courage and your God voice. And speak a thing and do a thing with courage. Listen, let me tell you what the Alabama situation, even as I was talking about Amazon and them attempting, and they did eventually win, attempting to unionize there for the sake of the people. This is one thing that she said, and we plan to go out and unionize more of these because we understand this is nothing more than slavery that they have recreated. And Bezos knows that. He knows exactly what he's doing. They know that they're recreating. As a matter of fact, can I tell you, a lot of what we see going on right now is the identical behavior that we saw at the end of Reconstruction when they went to Jim Crow. Now, and I'm going to tell you, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. They are what you see in motion right now in 2023. And ever since, and it doesn't just start at Trump, it goes all the way back to Ronald Reagan. I need y'all to jump on that and understand it clearly for what it is. It started with Ronald Reagan and just got off the chains with Trump. At the end of the day, what we see manifesting is the same thing that happened at the end of Reconstruction after they freed the slaves, and the slaves started making something of themselves, and the slaves started making communities that were powerful and communities that had money. Then they came with Jim Crow, and that's exactly where we are right now. They're trying to reinvent the same thing they did after Reconstruction. That's exactly what's going on, and that's why you see the movement that you see in the laws. That's why you see the movement in the Senate and the Congress. That's why you see the laws that are being enacted and written up. That's exactly what it is. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. So at the end of the day, what do you say, Mike? Like, we congregate every day with each other, and it's only right that we put our heads together to make things happen for the better good. Absolutely. We got to do more than just congregate. We got to make a difference. We got to make some changes. The drivers are typically outsourced or contracted. Those companies put the same pressure on the drivers. Come on here, Panic at the Pen Show. These people have come into modern day slavery, and that's all it is. But what did I say at the very onset of this conversation? For capitalism to be successful, it has to exploit labor. It has to. Y'all, I need you to understand that. At a very basic premise of reality, for capitalism to work, it must exploit labor. Otherwise, you're not going to get the profit for the people at the top. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Now, so at the end of the day, we need to look at the issue as it exists with how the patent system, and that's the system that we got right now, we need to learn it. And I'm going to say this. Somebody said the other day, we need to have somebody, I think it's I'm Watching You people may have said this the other day, but if I'm off, y'all correct me. But they said we need to have people within our communities that are skilled to talk on specific topics and subjects. That whenever, now this is the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about in Patreon. I'm going to say it again. If you did enlist and sign up for Patreon, and you have not received your invitation, I sent the last of the invitations yesterday, I believe it was. So if you have not received your invitation, because we will be meeting on next Wednesday, 12 high noon, we're going to start the Mad Scientist Laboratory. So we're going to collab in the lab. We're going to collab in the lab. We're going to collab in the lab, and we're going to come up with some actual solutions to be put out there and enacted. So if you didn't get that invitation, please inbox me and let me know, because I think I got everybody yesterday and I want to get you in. Now, but this is the point that I'm saying, because if we're coming together, we got to have a conversation and put something in motion as to how do we go about addressing these areas for ourselves. So how do we go about? I understand why they end up in the system. They just trying to make some money. I understand that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, if they're still being treated as slave labor, we can't, no, that's just not going to work. That's just not going to work. It's the same soup warmed over, tall pumps. That is why the Satan is wiping out our history so we don't remember. Now, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. And that's right. So we don't remember the old playbook. Same stuff, different decade. But this is what I'm going to say to black folks. Nobody is stopping us from knowing our history, and nothing is stopping us from teaching our children. If we're not teaching our children, and if we're not educating ourselves as to true black history, shame on us. I'm going to just say it. I'm just going to say it.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
If we're not educating ourselves, and we know we're ignorant. And I don't use ignorant in a bad way. When I say ignorant, you don't know. So I'm not using that as a throw off at somebody. If you know you're ignorant and you're not trying to educate yourself, shame on you. And if you're not teaching your children and your children's children, and as many as the Lord our God should call, shame on you. And for everybody that teaches this concept, to keep talking about it and to keep teaching it is to teach division. Honey, that's straight from the pit of hell.
Why you always lying?
That's straight from the playbook of the racist white folk. What you don't know, people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Please believe it. What you don't know is going to kill you and your children and your children's children and keep you in bondage. So at the end of the day, this is where I'm saying we have got to take time to understand all of these dynamics and begin to understand how they come into play and then strategize, because the only thing that's going to change it for us is that we've got to have an economic turn. Now, I'm going to play these last two videos that I think I'm going to do today because we got problems. We got problems. Houston, there is a problem. We got problems in the black community. So at the end of the day, this I called confusion talking, and I'm gonna let this roll, y'all. I'm gonna let this roll because this joker right here, just absolutely. Okay, let me just be quiet and let me just roll the beautiful beam footage.
Black people that run around and say, I hate this country, ain't never done nothing for me. Why they live here then? Where else they gonna live? Hey, nowadays you get on a plane and you get up out of here if you want to. Why they won't leave? Because this is the greatest country on earth. This is the greatest country for anybody. To be black, to be white, to be poor, I would argue. This is the greatest country. Go to other countries of poor people. They ain't got Obama phones. Poor people in our country get iPhones and stuff. Free. I remember when I would arrest people, almost everybody I arrested had an Obama phone. Like, how you get a cell phone, you ain't got a job? You only have a house, but you got a cell phone. The poorest amongst us have free health care. Can you believe that? I would get upset, and I believe that it's right to help out people. Don't get me wrong. But I would get upset. Everybody I arrested out here smoking drugs and doing crime and destroying communities, they had free health care. They'll go and get bludgeoned and drunk and get to the hospital, spend $30,000 on their medical bill, and they don't give a flying flip. The poorest amongst us have ample amount of services and resources compared to the rest of the world. We live in the greatest country on planet Earth.
And here we go.
For anybody, let alone black folks. What have they done? Have the condition of black people, according to them, have they gotten any better? No. Have the wealth of black people gotten any better since Black Lives Matter? No. You go down and name it. Black Lives Matter was nothing but a money grab. Billions of dollars given to that nonprofit organization. How many dollars you think went to George Floyd's family? Zero. How many dollars went to Ahmaud Arbery's family? Zero. I go down the list. They didn't give money to hardly any of these families. None. Zero. What did Patrice Cullors do with that money? She went and bought her a mansion, a few of them. Where'd she buy that? She bought it in the inner cities? No, she bought it where nothing but white people. But they supposed to be about black lives. These people are frauds, and they defrauded America. They burned down buildings, caused all this chaos, and in my opinion, based on all the things that I've seen, have had no results but division and hatred and chaos. Do Black Lives Matter? Yeah, of course they do. I don't know a single person that say black people don't matter. Everybody matters. Everybody matters, not just black people. Everybody has struggles, not just black people.
I'm not even gonna play that twice, either one of them. Now, this brother is being flown all over the country and has made a tremendous name for himself speaking. And you know exactly who's eating it up. He's, I guess, the male version of Candace Owens. And just so you know, on this one, he says, and by the way, for the record, the McMichaels are innocent. Now, if y'all remember the McMichaels, those are the people down in St. Louis area that when Black Lives Matter, they were standing out, the woman and her husband with their guns drawn. And they were standing out there and did get charged with assault, but it was dropped. And so he just wanted to know that he just wanted to state that they're innocent. And that was a miscarriage of justice. Now, he's the black preacher, Panic at the Pen Show. He's the black preacher who's brought in to keep the slaves calm. Now, unfortunately, this is what I will say. I've encountered some of my closest friends, black, that have bought into this same tomfoolery talking. And you know what it identifies for me? They are ignorant of black history and current black existence. Now, I will say some of them have seemingly, quote unquote, moved up. You need an eye roll emote. Listen, My Lock Journey, it just, that mess right there. Oh, and he's got plenty of it. Those are just 2 clips that I pulled out because he's full of it. Basically spouting out and off all of the same talking points of racist white America. And who better to say it than a black man or a black woman? So this is how they get these individuals out here and make them filthy rich, by the way. Out here talking foolishness. And the unfortunate thing is that because black people are so ignorant, it's a new Uncle Tom, Michelle Brown. We're so ignorant and oblivious to our truth and to our reality. It is sad to say, and I've seen it in young, I've seen it in generation behind me. It's sad to say there are many of the black ignorant that are buying into this. And the whole conversation about the blacks that are out here talking the way we talk is divisive and works against the work of unity. Well, the first thing we're going to have to do before we can heal, somebody going to have to tell the truth. Somebody going to have to quit lying, and somebody going to need to tell the truth and shame the devil. We're not going to, I said this on yesterday, we're not going to heal until sometimes, just like I told you about my thumb, when they had to lance that joker open and let all that pus come out and drain. And it was not until then, and the smell of it and the stench was horrible. Please believe me. I had no idea. I was totally unprepared. But honey, when not only the pus that came out, but the stench was horrible. And when I tell you, this is exactly what we are going to have to do why we cannot do the ban the books and don't talk about it and don't say anything. You're creating division amongst the people. No, ma'am, no, sir. This has been how many of hundreds of years of putrid pus building in this system. And somebody's going to have to lance that joker and let all of that pus out and let that joker drain before you're going to get rid of the pain, before you get rid of the potential of damaging the rest of the body. Because listen, at the end of the day, let that spread. Just let it spread. And you're going to get something. DJ Onyx Hart is in the room. We got time to tell the truth and shame the devil. He's a streamer. If you're not following DJ Onyx Hart, come on, quit your wicked ways. He'll bless you. At the end of the day, they write him checks to travel and spew it repeatedly. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. Panic at the Pen Show. So at the end of the day, these are the types of energies that are out here on display and getting paid for. Now, what do I say? We need, as I believe it was I'm Watching You people that said it. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me. If somebody else said it, please correct me. We need people that are educated and trained to be able to address people, whether it's at the polls, wherever we would encounter groups of black folks. We need to be telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We need to be out here telling the truth unabashedly, without biting our tongues, without trying to be politically correct, if you will, because at the end of the day, this is a whole mess. I'm going to go back and I'm going to close once more and again because I do want us to understand there's some other things I want to do here, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to close with PTSD because I really want to get into that tomorrow, and I'm going to go back and share some other things as well. But I want us to understand we have the ability. There's a man that's out and he's just going in the community. And I'm just throwing this out here when I said about the sister that I met on the other day that I'm going to sit at her feet and learn how to minister to the homeless in the program that she has devised and is so effectively doing. I tell you, I just can't say enough about her. Rhonda Willingham is her name. And God bless her. But small things. I'll show this tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today. But there's a brother that he's a carpenter. And so one of the things that he began to do, telling the truth with solutions. Come on here, my lock. He just goes out and in the blighted areas and the areas in the black community where the neighborhoods no longer have places where people can just sit down. He's going out and he's just placing benches. And I'll show that tomorrow. But sometimes, like I told you, it's the small things. It doesn't have to be grandiose. Doesn't have to be huge. But who would have thought? And the seniors and those that were disabled were really talking about how much they were impacted by some place. Y'all know them city blocks, and they got to walk from one place to the other. And I know even as my mother was aging before she passed, getting from point A to point B was really a struggle, and she needed to stop. No place to sit down, no place to rest, no place to, and even the idea, like he said, the days when you used to be able to sit down somewhere and have a conversation with people, all that's been taken away from our communities. And he saw just the power of, let me just go out and put some benches out here. I'll show that on tomorrow. But nonetheless, I'm going to come back to this one last point, and we're going to understand the PTSD from which we operate. And I want us to move away from this completely and entirely. I put these little pieces out here because I want you to think about, what is it? What is your contribution that you have yet to give? If there's something there. What is your contribution that you have yet to give? What is your creative? What is your ingenuity? What is it in you that still has yet to be displayed and brought forth in the black community? And I want you to seriously think about it because we need it working. Now, I'm going to come back and I'm going to share this last video, and then we're going to head over to Rebels. But this, I want y'all to understand PTSD in the black community, and let's go.
Is an explanatory theory that really looks at multi-generational trauma. One of the things that's difficult for people is their first response is, oh my God, that happened so long ago. We're talking about people being captured, shipped, sold, beaten, raped, experimented on, And then you have to ask the question, did the trauma continue? Yes, so 300 years of trauma, no help, freed. No help, more trauma. If it's a sustained trauma, then the impact of that is also sustained. When we look at multi-generational trauma, we're looking at people who are maybe victims of natural disasters and their families and their children, and generations of folks who have experienced war. And we know that there are residual mental, emotional, traumatic impact. And what I did was I started to look at the African American experience, starting with slavery, as a real clear, long enduring trauma. I started to see that there were clear connections between that survival behavior and contemporary living in African American experience. I started to see common behaviors that I took for granted as, well, cultural. There's adaptive behaviors, survival behaviors. Well, what are they? Let's just say 2019, you have a black mother and a white mother. The sons go to school together. They find themselves at a meeting. The black mother leans over to the white mother and says, I just wanted to mention to you that I noticed that your son is really doing quite well. And the white mother's response is, oh, thank you. She begins to go on and on about he won the science fair, his uncle's an astronaut. She's just oozing. She realizes the black mother's son is actually excelling her son. And she says, wait a minute, your son's the one that's really coming along. And the black mother responds, oh my God, he's a handful, but oh, he just works my nerves. Now, when I'm working with African American people, it doesn't matter what the audience is. It doesn't matter what class. If I were to ask, is she very proud while she's saying those denigrating things? And everybody laughs and goes, of course, there's a secret. Because everybody black knows that even though the black mother is going, oh my God, she's really proud. So now let's roll that scene back 300 years. And let's say this black mother is working in the fields and a white slave owner comes through and says, wow, that boy is really coming along. What is she going to say? No, he's not. He's stupid. He's shiftless. He can't work because I don't want you to sell him. So I denigrate them to protect them. That is called appropriate adaptation when living in a hostile environment. The little white boy, say Timmy, he feels really comfortable and happy about what his mom just said about him. And Trey looks at his mom and wonders, why can't you be proud of me? Because he doesn't understand the secret yet. And by the time he learns the secret, he will have already been injured by it. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. PTSD is a disorder that occurs as a result of a single trauma. You don't even have to be there to actually get a diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder. You can just hear about something horrific happening to someone you love. So you have people who have experienced it firsthand, people who have witnessed it in their environment, right? People who are continuing to be oppressed. That exacerbates any possibility of healing. So it's not post-traumatic stress disorder because then it becomes part of what we call your socialization process. So you begin to normalize a way of living and being, everything from what we eat to what we believe it means to be a friend. All of these things are colored by history. And if you don't understand it, you're going to fold in things that you've just assumed are normal. But post-traumatic stress disorder, exaggerated startle response, outbursts of anger, feeling of foreshortened future. There was a point where there were African American children in different urban settings that didn't expect to live to be adults because they saw so much death that they started planning their funerals like at 13, 12, as young as 10. And when you start looking at the simple biology, you start looking at the impact of stress on health. And while we look at general stress, we know finances, you have illnesses, all these different things. How about being black? How does factoring in being black in America impact your stress level and therefore your body's ability to operate its own immune system? Because we know it compromises the immune system. Once you understand it, then you can deal with it. Because you see, it's habitual. You socialize. It becomes part of your being. So one of the ways you begin to address that multi-generational trauma is to work with the people it directly impacts, to hear from them. And when you give the people the information, they can use it. I think the first order of business is beginning to have a conversation. And the other is to educate the larger society. You have to stop the assault. So this is not purely a clinical thing. This requires social justice and change. That's where part of the healing is. It's not in a clinical setting or in a pill. It's in fairness and justice and safety inequity. We got to work with some of those clinical things, some of those issues of panic and anxiety. And we also have to deal with the fact that you have a system that is set up to oppress you and to continue to injure you. Both those things have to be dealt with. And it cannot singularly by themselves affect a change. They have to be done collectively. Traumatic slave.
And so I'm going to keep talking about that. Why? Because it's not just a matter of Crystal Method. This is in my, if you look, this is in my Discord. If you go out to Discord, you'll see it. And I have it out there listed as PTSD. If you go in the Discord channel in my Slumbered, Slept, and Slobbered, and it is PTSD. Now, I'm going to keep showing this because additionally, economics is a factor, but our community must also heal. I'm going to say that again. Economics is imperative to us experiencing the change that we want to have and see. But I also partner this continuously with the point that we must heal. So there's work to be done. We can do this. It's in our power. It's in our purview. It's in our sights. We're right here at it. Let's start to rebuild the community and let it manifest the greatness that is us. We are powerful beyond belief. There's nothing that can stop us. There's nothing that can restrain us but us. When we begin to understand the power of collective work and come together and just refuse to be divided and help one another to heal. And it is a healing process that needs to happen because it's still continuous. I saw you, Panic at the Pin Show. I saw you, SK8843. I see you, Tall Pumps. It's continuous. And so it has not stopped. We're going to continue to work to heal, as she said, through social justice and other things that need to happen. But those things are going to take some time as far as getting the social justice piece and that kind of thing enacted in laws change. But we can begin to change within our communities and make things different. I believe that with all my heart. I believe that with all my soul. It's a team thinking and moving as one. And it's powerful, KB Browns. It's a team thinking and moving as one. And that gives us all the power that we need to be exactly and do exactly what we want to do. All right. We're headed over to Rebels. We're going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to continue on this because listen, I'm so serious about this. I am so serious about this. We have the power. We have the ability. We have the anointing. With every vision comes provision. I want to wake the lion in you. There's a lion in you. I want to wake the lion in you and I want to hear you roar and I want to roar with you. Because guess what? Won't be this way always. Listen, it won't be this way always. This has been another edition of Yes You O Cube. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and yes, SK8843. We free us, and we all have a role to play. Now, at the end of it all, I want you to understand that as we're talking, we're not just talking about change. I want you to be the change that you want to see. And this Pride Alliance, this PRIDE of Lions is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. I'm bringing and pulling us together because it's us, you, me, we all. We're all in this thing together. And you know the mantra that we have in here. We don't have a spirit of intimidation. We don't have a spirit of fear. We got power. We got love, and we got a sound mind. And that's the way we roll in the Lion's Den. I am all powerful in love. Now, I appreciate everybody that's been a part today. Everybody that came in, everybody that participated. I want to say thank you. I couldn't have made it and done it without you. My moderators, the Rebel Inc. Come on in here, Shelly Thunder and Michelle Brown. Oh, those are my girls. To the subs and the resubs, I appreciate each of you on today. You are a blessing to the Lions Den. We're building something. Now listen, this song is courtesy of Regina Sims. Won't be this way always. And thank you for permission to do it. It's actually out on all platforms. Go out there and check her out because she's going to bless your whole life. It won't be this way always. Now, as my mods always say, everybody have an amazing day on purpose and ride this raid train because we're headed to Rebel's house. Yes, we're headed to Rebel's house this morning, and I want you to come go with us, and she will do you good. Now, listen, I want you to do what you love what you do, and peace for your journey.